it takes time. It takes sessions to go through so that you can learn the proper breathing technique. So we
Mhm.
switch gears so we don't run out of time. What about the meditation piece? Talk us through some strategies as far as meditation is concerned.
So, sky breath meditation, as the name indicates, it's actually a breathing technique that can lead you into meditation. So,
Okay.
you might have heard from people that, oh, whenever I sit for meditation, there are so many thoughts and I'm not able to meditate, right?
Right.
So when when they actually experience the sky breath meditation technique, the mind becomes so calm and it's conducive for meditation, where you are able to go deeper into yourself and meditate. Meditation becomes effortless.
Okay. And I always encourage them to find that quiet time to make an appointment with themselves on their telephone, or because we make an appointment with everyone else. So why not make an appointment with yourself so that you can have time to meditate if it's nothing but 5, 10, 15 minutes in a day so that you can refocus, recenter, and also do the breathing.
That is correct. If you look at the issues today, there's so much stress, there's negativity, there's violence. People are feeling lonely, depressed, isolated. That is because they're not able to handle their emotions well. There's anger, there's frustration. They don't know what to do with it, whether they are youth or adults. Because they don't know how to handle their emotions, they find different ways to manage it, like drugs, like alcohol, and other ways, perhaps aggression. So when they do the breathing technique, it really helps calm them down, manage their emotions well, manage their anger, frustration well. It brings so much positivity in us.
Hmm.
And once you are peaceful, then you don't want to get into a negativity, negative things like drugs
Right.
and alcohol or fights. So it helps everybody, all age groups, whether they are youth or adults.
Right. We just, talk about mental health quite often. And so, talk to me a little bit about how this breathing technique helps with the mind, the body, and the soul in a sense.
So breath, mind, body, they're all connected, right? We are made up of all that. So, as the example that we walked through before, how our emotions are impacting our breath. When we're
Hmm.
angry, our breath is shallow. When we're happy and peaceful, our breath is so subtle. So, fortunately, it's a two-way street. And by learning to work with the breath, we are better able to manage our emotions, our stress, and mental health. What is mental health? Mental cleansing. There are so many things going on in our mind. We're not able to focus. There's so many things for us to do, less time to do. Mind is fully occupied with situations, regrets from the past, worries and anxiety about the future. How do you manage the mind? So breath is the simplest way to manage our mind and bring
Hmm.
it to the present moment. So we have all heard about this live in the present, and you mentioned today that being present. How do we come back to the present moment? So the breathing technique gives everyone the tools and practical tools and technique, what you can do every day, how to work with your breath every day to cleanse your mind, bring it to the present moment.
Wow.
It's just like dental hygiene. We brush for dental hygiene, we shower for physical hygiene. We're doing breath work and meditation for mental hygiene.
So, how often do you suggest that they do this in a day's time? Because I'm all about daily activities as much as possible in order to refocus or to recenter ourselves.
Every day. We brush every day, we shower every day, we cleanse our mind every day. And that's the good thing about the sky breath meditation is there is a daily practice that you can take advantage of and feel great every single day. And I have been doing that for the last 20 years. And that is one of the life strategies that I have used for myself to succeed in every area of my life, whether it be work, whether it be the service activity that I'm doing, relationships. And it has helped in every area, because
Mhm.
once your mind is calm, once you have clarity, once you're calm, and calmness in the mind is a huge strength, then you're able to make better decisions. You have that pleasantness, people want to be around you. You have Once you have clarity in the mind, it reflects in your communication, and it affects uh, everything, our workplace, people, situations, and that's what allows you to succeed in life as well.
Exactly. I love that. I love that. Especially when you're talking about the workplace and the clarity. Because with me working with students, you're talking about career coaching and we're talking about creating a career path and the profession. And many times when they do the assessment, it helps me to understand how do they think? Are they a long-term thinker, short-term thinker? Are they a big picture? Or are they detailed? And many times, how do you make those decisions? How do you solve problems? And those solving problems is where you can use the breathing technique, because some people can deal with crisis situations and other people like, no, 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 I want something structured. So
Yes.
I can see that breathing technique. I love the fact that you said not only is work well for everyone, but I like to focus in on the teenagers right now, or our youth right now, because they adults sometimes have experiences and they go through those experiences, but our young adults, they're beginning to go through experiences. So talk to me a little bit about how can we as parents help our young adults to cope with some of these experiences that they're going through the breathing technique. How do we help them to calm down through the breathing techniques?
Yes, it is much needed, and thank you for asking that question. It is the need of the hour to help our younger generation and give them tools and techniques to better manage their mind. S- uh, because they don't know, they get stressed, they get confused about the decisions that they need to make about their career or about their life. They get burnt out. There's peer pressure. So one thing that they need to do is, when they need to do the breathing technique, and there's a separate program for schools, for youth, for universities, which gives them a daily practice, and just a few minutes of the daily practice of breath work allows them to be centered, to relax. It allows them to reduce stress, have that clarity in the mind. uh, and so because they have positivity, they have increase in confidence, they're better able to deal with the situations around them. And
Beautiful.
even when there is, I mean, people have violent tendencies, there's aggression in schools, the breath work helps with those tendencies as well. These are all evidence based practices. There's a lot of research out there. I'll just give you one example. Like, one of the schools in New Jersey had reported, uh, after doing the program for
Hmm.
youth, there was 90% reduction in violence, 60% reduction in just destructive behavior. So the effect is huge, and I would highly encourage our youth to practice breath work every day to manage their mind and their life better.
Wow, that is so great. So parents and youth or young adults, those who are in school, you're coming against, you got finals, you have, research papers, you have all this stress is piling up on you. You have all these 15, sometimes 17 credit hours that you're taking in the semester, but add breathing techniques to it in order to keep your mind clear, to help you cope with some of these. If you, we always say, we use the word work life balance. Is there such a thing? But the whole thing of it is that what we have to do is learn how to use resources and coping mechanisms in order to help us stay centered, stay focused, and to stay balanced. So these are great, great, great techniques to put in place. Again, I'm going to encourage you, always schedule some time for yourself on your calendar, if nothing but 15 minutes a day, so that you can have that meditation time. If you can do it first thing in the morning, that's great. But if you can't, you might have to do it at midday. But find the time to take that meditation and breathe. I when someone comes to me and they all like this, and I'm like, hold up, stop, stop, stop. Breathe. Take a deep breath and let it out slowly. So even if we don't know all the proper techniques, that is a technique in itself. To take a deep breath, fill your diaphragm up. I would say hold it 5 seconds and then release slowly until you empty all of that air out. And it automatically start calming the body down. So I love the fact that you just gave us a demonstration on how to do it and do it properly. But the
Yes.
fact is that we must do it.
Yes, and there are ways, and that's why there are these programs created so people learn it in a structured manner. They get take home practices. There are groups that do follow ups together so they can stick to their practice. The founder of Art of Living Foundation, Gurudev Sri Ravi Shankar, he's a world renowned humanitarian, peace leader, spiritual leader. He says that we need coach for everything, for music, for soccer, for piano, for everything we need a coach. Then for such an important thing like breath work and meditation for our life strategy, it would be a good idea to have a coach and learn it right.
I agree with that. And that's one of the reasons why I do the career coaching and performance coaching is because it's so beautiful when a person has already identified the proper career path that matches their already abilities and strengths. So just imagine that they have that as well as knowing how to breathe properly to stay focused, to stay centered, to stay balanced, and then to stay calm with clarity. In life, that's what we all need. We need that clarity so we can continue to move forward. Well, I tell you what, Pretty, this has been a pretty informative session. Thank you so much for it. I know we're running out of time. We have another guest that's going to be coming on shortly, and we're going to be talking about a mother and daughter, and it's going to lead us into the importance of youth breathing correctly. And so this is a perfect segue into our next guest that's coming on. But Pretty, so we have your contact information running across the banner. Is there anything else that you'd like to say about the contact information? I know there was a form initially that you had that's how they are to get in touch with you is through that form, complete that form, and then they can reach you, or do they just go to your website that we have on the banner? What's the best way?
They can email me, which is preeti.manmode@artofliving.org. They can check out the different programs at the www.artofliving.org. If they would like for us to get in touch with anyone, or if they are interested in a specific topic for breath work or meditation, they can fill out the form and one of us will get in touch with them. And I have also put in a link for the World Culture Festival, which is a celebration for diversity, where there will be world leaders coming in with their cultural teams. It will be the largest celebration in United States ever. It'll be held at the National Mall in Washington, D.C. From September 29th to October 1st. And that's the link for that, http://worldculturefestival.org.
Okay.
So, and
Well,
everyone is welcome to come there.
Well, listen, you've heard it. You've heard it. You've been invited. Now you've gotten the techniques on how to breathe properly. So I want you all to take this information. Don't keep it to yourself. Share it. Share it with other people that you know on what you have learned today. That's why we say transforming generations and leaving legacies. The best way to leave a legacy is to share your knowledge, your skills, and your abilities. And so we're going to end this part of the show, and we're going to come back with our second guest that's coming on shortly, but we're going to take a mini break. So, Pretty, thank you so much for being here with me today. I love the fact that you gave us these techniques, and we'll also make sure we list your contact information on the Facebook page.
Thank you,
All right.
Maxine, for having me here. It was my honor to share this information with everyone.
We appreciate you and be talking with you soon. All right. I am Maxine Phillips, Chief Learning Officer of Level Less, a learning-based coaching company that partners with parents to empower teens to create a strategy for succeeding in life. Are you overwhelmed or feel stuck when your teen is undecided about selecting a career path? Our college and career program provides assessments, individualized coaching, and workshops to help teens identify their unique purpose and select a profession that complements their strengths. Call us. Well. Did you take those notes? Did you write the strategies down? And we're going to stop the banner from running across the screen right now as we bring our next guest up. We have with us is coming up. We have, I tell you what, a mother and daughter team. So let's go on and bring them on the screen. Let's go on and bring them up.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi. So glad to have you,
Thank you
Anya.
for having us.
And we have Sharika. There you are. Hello.
Thank you for having us.
No, glad you were able to be here. So we just talked about breathing, and this is a perfect segue because we talked about how it brings us, to center us and bring us into the presence. And we also talked about the importance of how it affects the youth. So before we get into the strategies of that and how you think breathing is going to help you, so why don't you just tell us exactly who you are, what you're doing? I know she's running for city councilwoman for the city of Cary, North Carolina. Hello. Let's give her a big hand clap for that. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself and then you can introduce your daughter. How about that?
That's perfect. So, thank you so much, Maxine, for having me on the radio, and thank you for this opportunity to connect with so many people who are listening today. And I'm a mom. Ta-da! I have a 14-year-old, and I'm a wife, happily married to my husband, Naresh Lanani. I'm a dog mom. I'm a proud dog mom. I'm a dog mom first, maybe. Yeah, I have two best puppies in this world. And then um, I'm a businesswoman, I'm a career woman, and I'm also running for Cary Council because I want to make a difference in the community. I want to bring diversity in Cary Council. I want to have a voice in the society, and I want to make sure that our voices are heard and we get the right diversity that reflects the town population in our council as well.
Excellent. So why don't we introduce our young adult that's with us today? Or would
Sure.
you like to introduce yourself? What would you prefer?
Either works.
All right, let me allow you to introduce yourself. I'm always giving them the platform because it's nothing like experience.
Hello, everyone. My name is Anya Lunani. I'm 14 and I'm in the ninth grade. I'm a competitive horseback rider. That's what I, do in my free time. And my passion is debate. I've done it for the past 3 years in and out of school. And, I love just giving like speeches and public speaking in general because, down the road, I definitely like to venture into law. So it's definitely a great opportunity for me. But most of all, I just love supporting my mom in her Cary Council election. It's just brought my family and I many opportunities.
Excellent. I love that. Great intro. Great intro. So tell me, Shrika, I want you to share with us what I know you have the IT background, you got the career side of you. Now you're going for the city councilwoman. So, what strategies have you put in place in your life, or did you think of this as a young lady coming up, or did you get something caused you to cross over and want to do this in your profession right now? So, what strategy led you to this?
I think it's the serendipity. I would say it's really something that fell in my lap. And I always feel that if it's not your plan, it's God's plan, and you have to go with God's plan. And that is the best plan. So I think God kind of put everything together for me piece by piece. And I'm going with the flow. But I think the intention is to make a greater impact, to make sure that our youth. My campaign is more about the youth, to make sure that they get the right opportunities, they get the voice, they get to be part of the campaign. And I am excited for all the work that all these young minds are doing as part of the campaign, and it's all about them. They are the future, and I think they should tell us what is the right thing to do and what do they want to see in next 15 years in the town. And I'm particularly excited about my daughter because she gets to watch me, and I hope it sets a good example for her that we need to really take a stand together as a community. We need to really have women out there and know their power of speech, and that the difference that we can make to in the community. So
Oh, that's
that's
great.
yeah.
I think that's awesome because there's nothing like helping our young people watch, first of all, because it depends on the learning style. I'm a
Yeah.
visual learner and I learn by doing. I learn by watching it and then I duplicate it, right? And
Mhm.
so it's a depend on their learning style. And like she indicated that she likes to talk, public speaking, debate, so her voice is going to automatically be heard. And I never will forget the first time I encountered her giving a summary of a speech that was done. And that was at the Black History event in Cary about 2 or 3 weeks ago. And
Yes.
I said to myself when she got on the stage, I said, that was a powerful summary for someone who had just heard the overview of what they were talking about that day. And I thought, in my mind, I said to myself, she's going to be either in law, politics, or just a great speaker, because that's what it takes, someone who's willing to step up and step out. That's
So
basically it.
Maxine, so Maxine,
Yeah.
that's right. I want to share a story about Anya. When she was little, she would sit on her pony. Her pony had ulcers in the stomach, and we didn't know. We are first generation horse riding people. We didn't know anything about horses. So that horse kind of threw Anya off at least 50 times, and she got hurt sometimes.
Hmm.
Um, and there was a time when she would like shake sitting on the horse, and she would cry in front of me, and she was like, "Mom, I want to quit horse riding." And I told her at that time that, Anya, I am with you. I'm going to be there at every step. And we got the horse treated. We figured out what the issue was. The horse was doing extremely well. So I had the courage to tell her and encourage her as a mom. I said, I'm willing to give up. I'm okay with you giving up. I just don't want you to give up for wrong reasons. So I encouraged her, and I told her that you just have to win one championship, and then we will sell the horse. We will be done. We will be like off to our business and off to next thing. Maxine, the day she won the first championship, she came back out of the ring on her horse with a big smile, and she said, "Mom, I'm never giving up." So that was very encouraging for me as a mom. And I hope, Anna, you agree with that and you want to share something with the viewers today.
Yeah, I mean, I
Yeah. So how
completely
did that make
agree.
go
Sorry, go
ahead?
ahead.
How did that make you? I think it's a delay. It's a delay. So tell us how it made you feel when you won that championship and what made you say, I'm never giving up.
I just felt, really like empowered almost because, after just, figuring out an issue and just powering through it, it's always a great feeling just to, get through, the challenges and, finally be successful. So that kind of, um, it did give me the drive to do more. And, even in like future challenges, I've always been really courageous. I've just never given up, after that one event. It just taught me so much. And, while horse riding is, just a sport that, I have a lot of interest in, it's definitely taught me so much. So just never giving up, always be brave.
Wow, that's that resilience.
Hmm.
We want our youth to learn at the earliest age possible is to be resilient. Exactly. So, Sharika, so with the city council, and I know you're saying youth is going to be your focus and you want to make sure that they have a voice and they get the experience. So, what caused you to want to go into it? Did you have a mentor? Did you have a supporter? So, is there someone that's behind you that encouraged you as a young adult as you moved into your adulthood?
So I was just a plain Jane successful woman who was living her life. The life was cut out. Family is doing fine. Daughter is doing well. My career was at the peak because I was head of cybersecurity. My business was doing fine. I didn't really know what that town council does. I didn't really know how that impacts our day to day life. So I was just another woman who was living her good life, and then I realized someone reached out to me and they said, "Hey, Sarika, there is a town council position open for appointment," and they offered it to my son. But I told them that my son probably is, I can find you a better candidate for this. And, I think you will do complete justice to this. And I had no idea what I was getting into. And I said, sure, I'm all for community service. And, that's where my journey began. I had a lot of learnings on the way. And I'm just learning the hooks and chains, but I think I'm getting better. It's very inspiring. Now I know better that how a small decision of a town council can have a big impact on the community and on the youth and on everybody, like all women, like for example, if I'm running in general, like the empowerment that we have, and we want to see more of that coming off, in the public. And that inspired me to step up and say, well, I've done well for myself. I need to do well for the community. And I know I'm doing a small bit here and there, but I think by running, this might inspire a lot of people out there who don't have courage to take, small steps forward. They might be able to do that. And I hope, people see through that.
Oh, I love that. I love that. Yeah, because running, you call it running, but you call it really expressing it and serving the community. You're a servant leader. You want to hear what other people concerns are, bring it forth and see what we can do about closing the gap and bringing a resolution to it. So I'm
Absolutely.
loving what I'm hearing. So Anya, so tell me, how do you see helping your mother in this strategy? How do you see your role?
I mean, I've actually set up a youth committee as part of my mom's campaign just to give, other people an opportunity to also learn while, we're also learning through the process. We're always, giving each other ideas. We're always talking about the campaign in our free time. My mom and I like to think of it as we're learning with each other since it's both of our first times going through this process.
Oh, what better way? What better way? Oh, what better way is that, talk about setting an example setter and having someone that you're looking up to. Who better than your mother or your parents? So that's
For
awesome.
sure.
So, so tell me about another strategy that you have put in place that's helping you move forward, not only with the campaign itself, but in your life altogether.
So I think the most important thing is that there are 199 reasons out there where people will tell you why you shouldn't do something, but there's one reason always there that why you should do it, and I think I need to do it because I need to see women empowered. I need my daughter to know that my mom is running against all the odds, being a woman of color. And being in a strategic role, being running for the town for where most of the council, actually 100% of the council is Caucasian today, it is not easy to stand up. During the appointment process, I understood the challenges. I understood that I might not get it because of XYZ reason, but I still went for it. So, I really do feel that the strategy is really to make sure that giving up is not never an option. And it's I'm reflecting that through my actions, through my words, for the youth committee. I want like the entire youth committee to come and support the campaign because they're going to learn a lot out of this, and this life experience will help them grow in their careers and life in general.
Not only help them grow in their careers, but it's also going to give them an insight as to, is this something that they see themselves doing?
Yes.
Or even on the job, the workplace, the marketplace, that help them to learn to stand up or step out or speak up or advocate for themselves. So that's what Levelist is all about, is knowing your worth, advocating for yourself and continue to succeed. So what you're showing your daughter is what we show with everyone that comes to be a part of Levelist, is how do you do that for yourself? And so that's
Maxine,
awesome.
And Maxine, that's exactly what it is. So for every community, and I did reach out to you as well, that if you have volunteers, if you would want them to be part of the campaign, I would love to have their help. And in return, I'm going to offer them a letter of recommendation that they can use towards, whatever they want to pursue next in their life. At least that's something that they learned over the summer instead of just sitting, and taking classes. This is like real life experience. And I want all the kids to have that opportunity, irrespective of their background, race, their culture. It doesn't matter. This campaign is for everyone. This is our campaign. Everybody is in this together. And we need to make a difference together as a community for a good place for our youth to grow into.
Yes, yes. So I want you to make sure that you key in your contact information so that we can run it across the banner on the screen so they'll know how to get in touch with you. And I
Okay.
definitely would keep that in mind when it comes to the youth because that's great experience. It's hands-on experience. It's real world, real life experience. And many times that's what our youth need. They need to be exposed, they need to be aware, and then they need to have an opportunity to actually be engaged with it. And what better way than to be engaged in the community? And let's make sure that we help them to understand that all of this is nonpartisan. It's not like it's a particular affiliation. So we want to make sure that they understand that when you're running, that's those are the grounds that you're running on.
So, Maxine, one of the biggest thing is for me, I have people approach me through various different sectors, and they have inspired me to be part of left or right area. And honestly, I'm not doing it for any political gains. I don't have any political background. I'm not a political person. I'm just a mom. I am fully involved with my daughter and my business and my kids and my dogs. So I really want to make a true difference. And I think that being an independent gives me an opportunity to have an very unpolitical view of both the sides and make a decision on what is right for the community, and
Mhm.
make sure that the opportunities that are out there is for everyone, irrespective of what their political beliefs are. We have to make sure our kids are learning, our kids are growing, they're our future. We need to invest in them. And how do we invest them? By educating them, by making sure they're nice people and they do well for the society and for themselves. And that's who I am, and that's what my agenda is.
And that leads it right into what I do from the assessment perspective. The ability assessment is help our young people to understand exactly what are they called to do, what's their everyday ability that they are doing. And yeah, running across the screen, there's a 15-minute discovery session that we can talk to our youth, we can talk to the parents to help them to understand what your everyday abilities that you use and your strengths, what are they, and then how do you map that, how do you strategize that into your life purpose, into your life profession. And so we get them in the right career, and it matches what they already have a strength for. And they are having that giving back to the community. They can be a leader in the community, they can be a leader in the world,
Yes,
you
absolutely.
know.
if i
Yes,
if I can do it, I think they can. They understand the political structure. I'm the first generation immigrant in this country. I was not born and brought up here. I came here for my undergrad, and I learned everything from ground zero. So but they are born, like especially Anya and the younger generation. They're born and brought up in this country. They understand the structure. They can put their actions can really help the society. They need
right.
to come up together, come up with a game plan on how do we make this world a better place for everyone.
Right. I love that. Make this world a better place for everyone. And if we all think that way, the world will already be a better place for everyone.
True.
So Anya, so tell us, give us some thoughts that you've had since we've been talking. What has come into your mind as we're talking?
Just one thing I really wanted to mention and communicate to the viewers is that, change takes like a lot of people coming together, for a cause. One thing I've learned throughout this entire process is that, one voice is obviously strong, but 1,000 voices is stronger. So we all need to come together in order to make a change and separate politics from the community, because we're doing this to help the community, and that should be our primary focus.
Beautiful, beautiful. So when you start pulling together this youth committee, you call it youth committee, youth group, whatever,
Mhm.
how did you come about that? What came into your mind and what made you think of the putting using this as a part of the strategy?
So, just a few things. I know a lot of like my friends who are also interested in going into law. I know, a lot of people my age, they're always seeking opportunities, for that field, but, an internship or, or an opportunity along the lines of, law firm, for example, it's really hard to come by sometimes. So, I just thought that this would be a great idea to give other people an opportunity as well as myself to get more involved in, our community and just like learn a little bit more, because we need to start appreciating what, a lot of the people behind the scenes do for us. Because as my mom said earlier, one decision can make a really big difference, and we need to make sure that we're advocating, like as a whole, to make, good change.
I love it. I love it. I love it. So, parents, are you listening? Are you writing these platinum nuggets? Are you going to share out this information? I have Ryan Ray who's chiming in. He said, great information, ladies. He's truly appreciating it. Who else do I have coming in? Y'all let me know where you're coming from. Let me know that you're here so that we can acknowledge you. It's nothing like having, many times we have viewers listening and watching. They just don't identify who they are. So we never know how many of these 200 countries people are actually watching. But this
So
is awesome.
I would, Maxine, I would be happy to take any questions if anyone has, and in the live view. So, that would be helpful for this audience if you want.
Yeah, so if you have any questions, please be sure to type it in the chat. I mean, type it in your comment, and it will run across the ticker taper for us to be able to answer your questions. Ryan is coming here from Nightdale. He's chiming in from Nightdale. Nightdale is an up and growing city where things are happening. So you definitely want to make sure we get to know some individuals in Nightdale. So listen, audience, you hear what's going on. We have a city council person who's running for Cary City Council. So if you know anyone in Cary, you know the election is going to take place there. It's not outside all these other communities. But you listen to the platform is about the youth. What can she do in order to not only bring the youth alongside of her, but also help them to understand they have a voice and that voice needs to be heard and they're getting firsthand experience. But that's volunteer work. And that's what, it listen, I'm a career coach, so it adds to the resume.
No,
It
absolutely, and it also is the
will.
well-being. It is also the well-being of the and the good health of the society, because right now, Kerry represents the council is like all Caucasian. Now, I have full respect for all of them; they're friends of mine. But the I will tell you some of the facts about Western Kerry, where I'm running as a for the council for the seat. We have 28,000 registered voters, and of those, 50,000 are, non-white. And it is a huge population diversity, but that's not reflected in our council today. So, as much as I respect what we have today, I think we can definitely do better. We can have our voices heard. What I
Right.
want to do as a council member is, or even before that, I want to start setting up meetings between the public safety and the residents of Western Kerry to bridge the gap. I want to bring everybody together. I want to have a meet and greet. I want the public safety, the police officers, and the chief to tell us what are they doing to make sure that people in Western Kerry are safe.
Hmm.
How are they going to ensure that our kids are safe? How are they going to we are going to bridge the gap of knowledge, and how can we as a community help them bridge the gap? And I feel that there is definitely a disconnect, but we can fill the gap
Yes.
together
Yes.
we can, and we have to, right? Because like I said,
Right.
we want to make this world a better place for everyone. And it is very critical for us to everyone to come together and work together in making this a happy place for our kids.
And that's what we talk about community. We talk about social responsibility. We talk about helping our kids under, or our young adults to understand how they can be social responsible, and this is a way of helping them to get that exposure so they can actually see it firsthand how it's being done. And if they see something that's not right, how can they take action? How can they step up? What directions do they have? Who can they go to? So you're giving them an opportunity to, like you say, to bridge the gap, and so that's awesome. And the fact that you just stated is not that you respect all those who are already on the council, but you just want to bring some diversity to the council. We always talk about diversity and inclusion and belonging, and here's another opportunity you see where you can implement that. Listen, is there a particular district in Cary that you're running to become councilwoman?
I'm running for District D, Western Cary. So there are 4 districts in Cary, A, B, C, D. There are 2 at-large positions and 1 is mayor. But I'm running for district, and I do feel very strongly that within the district, we have good representation for diversity. We just need to reflect this, like in the council, like I said.
Okay.
Mhm.
I just wanted to make sure they understood what district you were running, because just saying council and then get ready to vote and you're not voting in the right district. So they need to understand that too.
The, the
As
election is in October.
is in
The
October.
The
Okay.
election is in October, and
Okay.
the early voting will start in September. You can also do early ballot. But I think one very important thing, what I hear, and I know we're running out of time, I just want to send this message to everyone. We complain a lot. I know I used to complain a lot sitting back, and I would say, oh, this is wrong in our system, and this is wrong. The smallest change that you can bring is by voting. Exercise your vote.
Mhm.
Vote for the right candidate. Don't just sit back and say that, oh, this candidate is going to win. I don't need to vote. Yes, you do. Every vote counts. Get out and vote. Vote for that person who will fight for you. Vote for the person who has the heart in the right place. Vote for the person who has the right agenda for you.
Mhm.
This is my request. It doesn't matter whether you're in Kerry or not. Wherever you are, you need to understand what your representative will do for you and for the community, and vote for the right person, please.
I love that. I love that. And the only way to vote for the right person is that you read, you understand, you do your research, you do your homework, and you go to the rallies, you talk to them individually. And if they say that they're available, call them, take their number down, use their email address, and see, are they truly available? Are they going to be accessible to you? And that way you'll find out for yourself. Ryan, who's chiming in from Nightdale, happened to say, listen, I have 2 young sons. I'm very encouraged by this mom and daughter team. So you see, the world is already watching. The world is already paying attention, because that's what's needed. We need to bring our kids along with us. We don't need to just do it silo. My kids didn't even know what I did. Being in a leadership position in a Fortune 500 company, they did not know anything about the responsibilities that I held. But look at what you're doing. You're showing her firsthand how she can become involved, and we need to do
Sometimes
more of that. More of.
Sometimes she hates me, but I drag her to every meeting, to every place. That's how she actually came to the Black History Month. And I said, you don't have to say anything. You just sit there, just show your support towards your mom. She was not happy. She was mad at me. But then she got motivated when she heard like great leaders there. And then she did an impromptu speech. And then she came to me, she gave me a hug, and she said to me that, Mom, I want to be a lawyer. I want to make a difference in this world. And that made my day.
Well, it made my day when I heard her speak. It made my day. And I was so thankful that you invited me to even become a part of it. I did not know it was available, but thank you for involving me and inviting me. It was absolutely awesome to hear your panel. And it was an all African American panel
Sure.
talking
Yes.
about history,
Yes.
a former senator. It was just absolutely beautiful. So thank you for doing what you're doing. Thank you for being my guest. And Anya, thank you for coming on and speaking, not only supporting your mother, but also sharing what your heart is and where you see yourself going in life. Want to become an attorney. That's phenomenal.
Yeah, thank you so much for this opportunity. This was great.
Yeah. So I know we're out of time, but listen, ladies and gentlemen, you have heard it. You know, we got the city councilwoman for we call it Area D in Cary. So pay attention, follow her, read what she's doing. I mean, call her on the carpet, challenge her. you
Call
know,
me for advice. Tell me how can I make your life better?
yes, yes, she's asking for feedback. So don't step up, offer the feedback. And Anya, thank you for being here. So I know our time is up. So I'm going to say good night to everyone for being here. But listen, meet me back here next week. Same time, same place. But we have the TV lady that's going to join us. And we have Nancy Apple Vasselman who's going to be here, who is a human connector. So we have two additional powerful women that's going to be with us next week. I see you until then. I believe in you and I trust you believe in yourself. Have a great
Thank,
evening.
take
Thank
care.
you. Have a great evening.
Thank you for inviting me.